Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, this is that motor I was working on yesterday. This is a Marx Prewar motor that I built completely out of junk parts. And as I said yesterday, the left tab was broken off completely that holds the crossbar. The one on the right was just barely hanging on, so I went ahead and broke it off. And then if you encounter a motor with those tabs broken off, you can, as you see, mount the crossbar with a screw just by putting a block of wood between the side plates. So this is just a piece of softwood, 1/2 inch square, and I spread the plates and then put a small piece of epoxy putty on either end of this block of wood, squeezed it together, drilled the hole, used a screw to mount the crossbar, and then let the epoxy cure. So that is completely solid. It is up and running. Now it has the full-size contactor on it. This is pre-war. It's supposed to have two, but I installed a single contactor. It's up and running. The rear wheels, as you see, were originally front wheels, and I drilled them and then mounted the push rods with a screw. So this is the result. As you see, this old motor is up and running. And not just running, it's running perfectly. Now it runs forward only. This thing was trashed when I got it. So mismatched wheels, a single one-piece contactor instead of the two-piece. The push rods are held on with screws, and the front crossbar is mounted with a screw and a piece of wood, actually epoxy between the side plates. So, as you see, assembled completely out of junk parts, and this old motor is up and running. So you drop this into a shell of any kind, and you have a running locomotive made entirely out of junk. And that's why I always stress, don't overlook the junk. If you have the parts, a way to pull the wheels and press them on, you can fix anything you can find. So again, this is far from perfect. It's hodgepodge together out of a bunch of mixed parts, as you see. The front crossbar is mounted with a screw since the tabs are broken completely off. The E-unit's been bypassed. In fact, it doesn't work at all. And the point being, it is now up and running, and not only running, but running perfectly. I mean, that's a really decent running motor, made completely out of junk parts. So I got the motor probably sometime last year. E-unit was dead. The coil itself is broken. When you see a E-unit coil that turns like this, you cannot repair it. The wires to the E-unit are broken. So the only way to repair this is to either remove it and replace that coil, or completely replace the E-unit, or rewind that coil. It's quite involved to repair an E-unit that is broken like this. It was mechanically intact, but this is the coil for the solenoid. And as you see, it's not attached to anything. When you see a coil turn like that, the wires are broken. And there is no easy way to fix it, save to completely gut this motor and replace the E-unit. Well, it's a lot easier to bypass it, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of the E-unit in any case, so if it has a E-unit that's been bypassed, it doesn't bother me at all. So in any case, as you see, this old motor is up and running. It's running just absolutely perfectly with no problems at all, and this thing is made out of junk. So just wanted to do a quick video on this. Good tip to know about that block of wood. That's 1/2 inch square. You can get that, any hardware store will have it. Just cut it so it's a nice tight fit between the side plates. Put some epoxy on either side, push it into position, tighten the screw, let the epoxy set, and the motor is repaired, as you see. Up and running. So those side rods are attached with screws. Since I didn't have any rear wheels, I used front wheels. The point being, it gives you a working motor made out of junk. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Once you drop this into a locomotive, the motor is invisible. The important thing is how it runs, not how it looks. And in this case, it runs absolutely perfectly. It'll fit any standard Marx locomotive. It runs forward only, but it runs, and it was free. That's the nice thing about this. So I gotta stress it, don't overlook the junk. Just a few minutes work, you can build some really decent stuff out of junk parts. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.